about living in Ghana, which is like the freedom to simply live as a human being. Not a black person, not a white person, just a human being. And I don't think, no, I will say this with full confidence. If you are black and you were born and raised in the West, where white people are the majority of the population, you have no idea what it feels like. That's a reality of living in America. But in Ghana,
hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new here, you are highly welcome. Please do me well by subscribing. For my returning viewers, I'm an amazing subscriber. Thank you so much for always coming back. This black American man shared his experience, what it feels to live in Ghana.
it feels like what life is like being an African American in Ghana. It was very different than visiting. So I have been visiting Ghana for about 10 years, but then when we moved here, it's like I've been on a crash course of cultural immersion. I mean, I've learned so much in this time that it's just been crazy. So what I want to do is share like 4 things that kind of encapsulate my experience. The first thing I'll say is it takes time to learn the culture. Like, people just assume because you're black, like your black experience in America or Canada or anywhere else in the world is going to be the same as a person's black experience anywhere else. And it's not the same. Like, growing up as a black person in America is very different than being a black person in Ghana. For example, there's no such thing as really being a black person in Ghana because everybody looks like you. So when I first came to Ghana, I was like I didn't really know kind of like where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? Like when I came, I didn't know like if I wanted to be a Ghanaian or if I just wanted to be the standout black person. Like, I didn't know. So for example, like I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy certain things or live in a certain place because, you know, I don't want people to perceive me as the rich American coming and all of the other kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or also, I would try to eat everything that, you know, people gave to me because I wanted to fit in and be like, yo, I'm down for the cause. But then I realized, just like, no matter where you go in the world, there's no culture that's monolithic. So you have all different kinds of people in Ghana. You have people that love fufu. You have people that don't like fufu. You have people who, you know how to balance stuff on their head. You have people who don't know how to do it. You have people who grew up poor, people who grew up rich. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of different experiences. And so for me, coming to Ghana, I realized like I am not a Ghanaian. I am an African who was born in America who has moved to Ghana. I'm not a Ghanaian. So I don't have to know everything about the Ghanaian culture in order to fit in. One of the second things that is a part of my experience as an African American living here in Ghana is like I had to realize that I had to just be humble and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come from like a very racialized context like the US, where like everything is about race, it doesn't mean that like you're out discriminating people every day or burning crosses. It just means that no matter where you go, you're always thinking about the color of somebody's skin. Like, you cannot escape it. And so as a black person in America, you're always kind of hyper vigilant about everything. If you're in an office full of white people and they ask you what you want for lunch and you're like, you really want the fried chicken, but then you don't want to be that black dude that's eating fried chicken, or like somebody makes a comment and you're like, yo, what you mean by that? Like, all that little bitty stuff you don't really have to think about here. So for example, when I moved here, like people would say stuff to me and I'd just be like, what that mean? What you mean? What you mean by that? And I realized in Ghana, like nobody's really tripping like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing as the States. If you walk into a place as a young black person with dreads tatted up, somebody may call the cops on you and you literally may get arrested that day for nothing. You walk into a place like that here, people may look at you funny, but ain't nobody gonna kick you out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I had to learn how to just chill out and realize that not everybody's trying to offend you. I say the third thing is, I think one of the challenges, it's really been hard to develop genuine relationships with people. And I think the first reason is like we really are from 2 totally different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Like I've lived in America my whole life. So I'm coming to Ghana, and although I'm black, I'm proud, all the other kind of stuff, like it's different. Like it's like imagine somebody who comes from, let's say, Africa, right? And it was raised in like a village, like a small community where they didn't get much exposure to, let's just say, even the city of Accra, right, which is the main city, yet alone the world. And then you take that person and they move to America, and their whole concept, their whole theology, their ideology about life is based off this one kind of whatever. Like that person, just because they're African, they're not gonna fit in with every African in America. They're not going to fit in with every black person in America because they're coming from a totally different cultural landscape. So it's the same thing here. The other thing is the language barrier. Like I don't speak like this when I'm usually about in Ghana. Normally, like I'll be speaking like this to people. So like if I want to say something, I'll say, oh, please, me pacho, like, I want this one, I want that one. Because if I'm talking like this, people don't understand me. So like imagine that African that comes to America and they got that super thick accent and they speak in English, but you don't know what they're talking about. It's the same thing here, except I'm the one with the accent. So normally when I'm moving around, I don't talk like this. And so I think that makes it a challenge because when I'm really trying to communicate the way I really want to communicate and really, you know what I'm saying, like translate my thoughts and ideas, it don't translate the same way just because like slang and all that is different. Yeah, people here speak English, but like it ain't the same English, fam. Like it ain't the same English. So that's a challenge. I think one of the other things that makes it difficult to develop genuine relationships is like a part of the cultural piece is like the best way I could describe it is like Ghana is like going to a very old school, traditional, conservative black church. Where it's like you ask somebody, hey man, you want to go to the movies? Oh no, we don't go to the movies. That's we don't do that. Or like it's just very conservative. You feel me? So it's been a real challenge developing like authentic relationships with like other men, women, people, and then we got a kid. So man, I would love to find like a cohort of families that we can connect with and like let our kids play with their kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just so it's been challenging, man. But the last thing in terms of like my experiences as an African American in Ghana is probably the best part about living in Ghana, which is like the freedom to simply live as a human being, not a black person, not a white person, just a human being. And I don't think, no, I will say this with full confidence. If you are black and you were born and raised in the West, where white people are the majority of the population, you have no idea what it feels like to be in the majority.
This man really shared a lot of experience living in Ghana, how it feels for him to relocate to Ghana, the challenges, the things he have to adapt to. Yes, when you come to a country, of course, there will definitely be changes. You will never get it perfect. You have to learn, you have to relearn, try to know the culture, the ways of the people, how things is being done in the country. It's expected for everyone to experience that phase in their life when they travel to a country for the very first time, especially relocating to a country to live. Of course, Ghana is home for everyone. A lot of black Americans love to come to Ghana, a lot like to relocate to Ghana. Some of them even bought properties in Ghana, have businesses here in Ghana. Ghana has been a home for everyone to live. There's no racism in Ghana, there's no differences in Ghana. In Ghana, everybody literally live equally in Ghana. Nobody disrespect you because you are not a Ghanaian. Nobody treat you less. Everybody respect each other here in Ghana. So people love to come to Ghana. Foreigners love to come to Ghana. Even the white people are relocating to Ghana, buying properties here in Ghana, living their life in Ghana. Some people come here for vacation. There's a lot of tourist sites in Ghana. In fact, Ghana is the #1 country in Africa where you can get a lot of tourism. Beautiful sites to see, different places to visit in Africa. Ghana is the #1 places people love to come here for tourism a lot. A lot of things in Ghana because the system is actually working to an extent. Things are working in Ghana. The country is organized. There's peace in the land. The people are welcoming. people definitely choose Ghana over a lot of Africa country in the world. These days, a lot of white people have been getting married to a Ghanaian lady or the Ghanaian man. I've been noticing it these days because I've been seeing a lot of videos of white people sharing their experience they have with Ghanaian lady, they have with Ghanaian men, sharing their cultural differences, what I love about the culture in Ghana. So Ghana is always a home for everyone. So when I saw this Black American sharing his experience, how it feels to live in Ghana as a Black American, moving here with his wife, with his kids to Ghana, is a whole lot of decision, and it's not easy for someone to pull out that decision. And I'm so happy they're having their best of time in Ghana. Ghana have been treating them well. So Ghana is always a choice for everyone to come. If you have a good intention, if you have a plan of coming to Ghana, if you have a business idea, of course you can move to Ghana. Ghana is always there for everyone. So please, if you have not liked the video, do me well by liking the video, okay? And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not done that. Turn on notification bell so whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Share with a friend who would love to watch this video with you. Drop your comment below of what you think of the video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.